Hey, welcome back to the Metropole Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for tuning in. It is currently the 14th of April. No, that's not right? It's like the 19th or something? Yeah, that sounds about better. Thanks. Good luck, have fun. Thanks, you too. And we're in the casual lobby agent techie.net playing some new Most Wanted List 1.2, and that means we're trying out Architects of Tomorrow. Against Max, we probably want ice on hopefully both central servers. Even one for archives is pretty good. And the ice we had sucks. This isn't amazing. We're not running Arc Lockdown, so Max is going to get max value, and they're playing 47 cards, which is pretty good. That's a really good piece of ice to get on HQ, but we can't really afford it. So I think... Oh, we could always just rush behind this thing. This is really hard for them to deal with if they're playing Eater. Like, this is, what, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 credits? The only problem is if we put this on HQ, we can't res it. So let's just hope we put this on HQ, we put this on R&D, and we get, like, massively blown out if they... No, there's no way this will work. Because we can res this for 8. We need 8 altogether, so this is kind of a mistake. Sorry, I guess we'll put this in a new remote. Alright, good luck us. Let's see what kind of cards they mill. I don't think this opening was very good, but at least it looks like a decent opening. Because if they siphon, we'll be able to res their so-called Adonis campaign. And if they run, we'll get value, so I don't think they want to do that. We'll see how it goes. And they threw out a Maw, they threw out an Account Siphoned, they have a day job, so this is the kind of deck that we feared it is. This is good to go. If we protect this with a Fairchild 1, it's not amazing, but at least it gets us a free res on other stuff, which is pretty okay, and I think we just want to click for credits. I'm not worried about DDoS anymore because of the Most Wanted List, so DDoS Siphon Cheese is unlikely to happen. We also want to stop Retrieval Run as soon as possible, so that's pretty good. But even if they put down an Eater and Siphon us, we're just 1 credit short of that, but that's fine. And they're playing Hacktivist Meeting, so we're going to res our defensive upgrades as soon as we got them, because this current is actually massively good. They just injected and they lost through a keyhole. That's generally a 1 or a 2 of, but they do have an access to a code gate breaker, which might draw a bit more aggression out of them. And the same old thing means same old thing siphon, or even same old thing hacktivist meeting at any point in time. MK Ultra also in the bin. Money card's really good. Now the thing is, like, they can't really click through this, right? End the run, so they could in theory pay 8 credits, trash one of their installed cards, and suffer brain damage to siphon us. Ash doesn't stop the siphon, which is pretty unfortunate, but it might look like Highland Grid does. They could also retrieval run into Keyhole, which might not be too good, but I think we actually want the Highland Grid on HQ. Because if they siphon, they can't access it, and that might make them double think. The only card that we have that stops siphon, actually, unless they click through something, is Caprice, and that's a 1 of in this deck, because it's 4 influence. I'm not even considering how to win, right? We're just trying to figure out how not to get siphoned. But I think we have enough money. Like, even if we have 9 credits and they siphon us, we res this, and that's not bad, so maybe we don't even hedge fund here. Like 9, yeah. They're also probably not playing Employee Strike, which is good. Okay, I think we maybe draw it once. Oh, that's good. That's really good, because putting this on HQ is huge. Because now these 2 cards do matter. What's it called? And Fairchild 3, yeah, I think we can get some good value on this. Because now a Highland Grid with Fairchild is actually a pretty beefy thing. We have enough money to res both of these and also res this. Oh no, we're a bit short on this. But let's see here. Adonis campaign is good in this server. We want this on HQ because they're probably going to click through this. We probably want this on server 1. If they run through this, it'll go through. Like, that's not really a surprise. Maybe we want actually this for archives. We technically want this to go off. I think they'll face check and run into it, and then we res a Fairchild, we res a free Eli, and it's not great that they know what we have, especially if they're playing like Cutlery, which we haven't seen so far, mind you. Their Levy is in the bin, so with one same old thing on the table, our best bet right now, we haven't seen Deja Vu's so far, is to find our beta or alpha test. So I think clicking for money's fine, and then next turn we can probably put these both out together, and if they want to trash, it's going to be hard. They are running Rumor Mill. Holy shit. 3 influence, am I right? That's good to know. That's really good to know. Salsa Slums also really good to know. Scrubber really good to know. And they inject again. Got a spoon. So they are running trashables. So spooning a Fairchild, totally legit. Maul on the table, paperclip in the bin. This is really aggressive. This could be an issue. I think we have the tempo to rush these out. We might want to actually pre-res our Ash. They could same old thing Rumor Mill and charge the server, so maybe we don't want to. I don't know if that's worse or better than Hacktivist, but this is also a really good card to put in a scoring remote. I think we just need to get this out at all costs. They might think this is an agenda, considering, like, what, we've gone to 10 cards and seen no agenda yet, which is not great. And they're kind of just setting up. They're not doing that much, but they are, I guess, technically setting up. So they're running here. If we res this, we get a res Eli for 3, which means we can res something for cheap. Do we actually want to stop the single axis? It has a high chance of being an agenda. We have like, what, 9 agendas and 38 cards or something? And the only thing that we can like reasonably free res is the Fairchild, which basically we spend 7 resing stuff. Yeah, we can do it. And they could just end the run here. Like, if they pass it, we get an ability. So face checking to Eli is not too bad. Because it's just like, oh, 3 credits, end the run. Whatever. And if they have a knifed in hand, we're going to feel a bit silly. Yeah, okay. They're just going to break it, which is pretty expensive. So we can res a piece of bioroid ice. If we res our Fairchild, it's going to put us down. So what? We say 4. So we're going to pay 5 for it, putting this down on 7, right? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No, it'll put us on 8. Yeah, we can afford this. And that's a really hard ice to deal with if they want to account siphon us. So I think now the only thing is we can't lose. We should try not to lose. Oh, Maw. Shit, right. Fuck. Okay, well, we lost that card, which was good. So knifed is an issue. And they threw in a councilman, which is pretty surprising. We do have our Adonis going, and we need 7 credits for this server. We might have wanted to keep this around just so that we don't get milled. Or not milled. Sorry, so that they siphon us, we can duck this, but we have a bit too much money for that. I think we're going to draw up just so Maw doesn't ruin us. Because these are all really good cards. I think that's probably enough. That's probably enough value. So as soon as they put Rumor Mill, as soon as they play one of their occurrence, we can just play the enhanced login protocols from hand. It also is really good because now they actually have to deal with the Fairchild 3.0. We still haven't seen an agenda. But they're about 5 turns before having to same old thing levy, which is pretty good. And again, we haven't seen any deja vus, so this same old thing has, like, if we can trash it with our beta test, it's gonna be really good for us. But they eventually, like, they're on the timer here, like, they're on the clock. Oh yeah, let's res this. So we can free res something. We can res this Fairchild 3.0 for, let's see if they click through it. I think they just click through it, and that means they paid 2 credits. Yeah, that's okay. Because they throw out 2 cards and they have to throw another card from their hand if they click through this. But that means we can res this for what, 3? Because we say 4? No, we res this for 2. Wow, we can res 2 Fairchilds in 1 turn. That's pretty good. Alright. So we res this for free. We have no money. We can't res this, but like that's way better to have on HQ than anything else. And once we have 3 credits, they can't spoon through this. They do remove this from the game, which is pretty meaningful. That being said, there is anti-synergy with these 2 cards and Scrubber. They threw out their Bagat, I know. Not Scrubber from Bah, but they threw out their Bagat. That makes a lot of sense. Running the server seems pretty rough. We could, in theory... How scared if I'm a spooned? I'm relatively scared of a spooned. I want to have 3 credits to be able to res this. Because if they spooned, they could same old spooned. Oh, they can't same old spooned. Oh, maybe we should have just actually rushed this out. They might have thought that's a good time to rush an agenda and went for it. 2 same old things on the table. So now same old thing spooned is not that good because they don't have enough clicks. Why did... Oh, it's in hand. Right. Right, because they didn't inject it. Don't have the money for this. Have the money for that. In theory, you could put this in server 1. Let's see how many currents they're running. I guess I'll move my face real quick. So they have Rumor Mill. They have Hacktivist. They're unlikely to play them if they think we're going to score the next turn. So it might actually be fine to play these 2 together, but I think we kind of are okay with them wasting their time trashing this. And then next turn we could in theory install advanced, play enhanced login protocols, but then we don't have enough money. But with enhanced login protocols, they actually have to break this, and it's what, 12 credits altogether? Because they had to install their breaker? And again, only 3 more turns before they have the same old thing levy, which is a huge tempo hit. It's half their turn, 5 credits. It can be pretty rough if they're not like preparing for it. And they lost another account siphon. That's really good because same old account siphon is not something you can really do through a Fairchild. Let alone Fairchild, just Fairchild is kind of disgusting. What a big piece of ice. Look at that server. That server is so good. And we actually didn't pay a lot of money for the server, right? So there's the spooned. Had to expect that, but we did get enough value from this. We do get a res... No, we don't get a res bite, right? Because this one gets trashed. That's fine. So they're going to keep going. So we can res Fairchild. It costs them 2 credits. We get a res this for free. We probably... Shouldn't have done that. So we can in theory res this Fairchild for free, but we don't want to show them that. What, they're breaking it for 3? They can just break this for nothing. I guess they're scared of Arc Lockdown. They want to get this out before they levy their deck, and that makes a lot of sense. So they're going to remove this from the game for free. Don't get a Maw Trigger. I think they should actually just, like, get a Maw Trigger, because we probably have Agendas in hand, and those are not, like, a particularly good cards they have to remove. Z 2.0 is meaningful. It really is meaningful, because it's either trash, take 2 brain damage. It's also really hard to forked. It's really hard to forked. And I think all our servers look good. There's a chance that we might want to put this on R&D. Like, that is a pretty good card on R&D. But I don't think they're at a point. Like, unless they draw a Keyhole right now, they can't actually afford to put it down and go. So let's put this on server 1. Hopefully they run archives so we can res this, for free. This card's actually better as a face check. But in theory, do 2 brain damage is really good. Trashing their Maw is really good, because that's doing a lot of work right now. Or it's not actually. And they just lost their Keyhole. That's really good. So they day jobbed up. Sweet. If we put an Adonis in here, click for 2 credits. They run their Zed. It's either they trash this or they take 2 brain damage. They could pull in their MK Ultra, which is something they want to do before they levy. And if they put this down, it costs 3-6 to break, right? That's it. 3. Yeah, it's only 6 to break because they didn't click through anything. So it'd be 6, 7, 8, 9. And then at that point, I think we actually have a scoring window. Again, they do have to mulligan soon, or not mulligan, they have to levy soon, so we could just push this out and then hopefully have the window to go after that. The fact that we're not resing this, they might think it's not a bioroid, so they can't really retrieval run elegantly. I don't think we've even seen one, though. Gamble Caddy. Ooh, Caddy. And they're not going for it. So many agendas are in R&D. Another Jackson's pretty sweet. They're probably going to levy right now, and what's the chance that they have another Rumor Mill? Like, as soon as we play Enhanced Login Protocols, I think they same old thing Rumor Mill, which is an issue, and we don't want that to happen. I think we just need a bit of money. It'd be really good for us to score this, but I think we're trying to push this out. Like, hopefully, I think we don't res this thing. Oh, they got the forked in the bin, that's great. But I think we don't res this thing so that if they want to levy, their MK Ultras will be back in their heap, and then they can't really face check into Architects, which is pretty good. So maybe we actually don't res this. Another same old thing on the table. Another Scrubber on the table. That might be meaningful. And if we res this, it's pretty bad. Yeah, I don't think we res this. Because what? It just costs them some money. Yeah, that's fine. I'd rather have them not... Why are they paying 3 for this? They can pay 2. It's cheaper if you just pay 2 credits for the subroutines. That's one of the problems with these Fair Children, is they all look pretty similar. The first, the second, and third, I think, all look pretty similar. So a lot of times people think 3 is 2 and 2 is 3. We can res a bioroid, so in theory we could res Zed for free, but I don't want to do that, or not for free, for like, what, 2 credits? They can remove this from the game, that's fine. Because they have to levy, and if they levy now, they're not going to have a Sentry Breaker. So I think they just don't levy for a bit. So we waste their time. We could also, in theory, like Friends in High Places for an Ash, and Friends in High Places for that big old our friend here, Fairchild 3, which is not too bad. They can't really same old spooned it. Well, they could, but they'd have to break it, and maybe that's okay. So I guess we put this in server 1, just click for credits. If they remove this one from the game, fine. Okay. Like, they have the same old. As soon as they same old, they don't have access to their Sentry Breaker, and then I think we can consider pushing this remote. I think to push in this remote, we do need a credit differential, and we do need Ash. And that's the problem about Caddy. If they take off Caddy and run that turn, they can't actually get through a lot of the bigger ice. Maybe we overprotected HQ. Maybe we did. We'll see. So they're losing ability on their like, they're not getting value out of it. They just played their current, which is really good, and now they're running R&D. Not sure why they played their current before they ran R&D. Maybe they worried this is an Ash and we get a free res of it. We can now free res a bioroid. I don't think we want to free res the Zed. Seems bad. Just because they can now pull their MK Ultra out. Single access, this easily could be agenda. We also could get a card milled from hand. Let's see if they fire them on. We lost to Jackson. That's not too bad. Caddy Jones, gain 1 credit. I think we will res this. We lost our agenda. Well, that's shitty. That's definitely not great. I think if we got, like, it's only a single, but if we found our Hylion beta test, we'd be in a really good spot, because we could, in theory, trash this. They do have to trash one of our cards, but it's probably not unreasonable. What do we want to do here? I think we want another piece of ice on our R&D, otherwise they're always going to top deck us. I think they can afford to do it for 3 credits, and they're always going to get modifiers, which is not good. So I think we can draw once, put this on R&D, put Jackson out. That's okay. The only problem is if we res Jackson, we lose a card, but that's probably not too bad. Because we have Jackson, right? We could have considered playing our enhanced login protocols, but I'm pretty confident they would just same old thing it back. Alright, so they no longer have their Sentry Breaker. They lost another free draw thing. And let's res this. Fuck. That's not great. So we'll bring this back. I think it's fine that we have Ash in there, because we do run Friends in High Places, and that's probably an okay spot for him to be. And we'll bring back the second Jackson, which is another fine card probably. Alright, there we go. So in theory we can install advance this. They can get through this. Like, I think we need another piece of ice. If we just had a better agenda. Oh, that's actually really good, considering they don't have that much money. So like we can put this in server 1. Also put this in server 1. If they have the rumor mill, they might go for it. I don't think they click through this. Oh, maybe they do click through this. No, if they click through this, it's take 2 brain damage, lose all their money, and if not, they just trash 2 pieces of hardware, which is probably not that bad. So I think they can get into the server. So I think what now we have to do is like Friends in High Places for our Ash and for our Fairchild, which is pretty expensive. So maybe we just let this go. Like, I mean, we click for a credit, because this is obviously an upgrade and that doesn't matter that much. Let's see what they mill. Finding their Sentry Breaker is probably the biggest deal right now. And I think our Fairchild 3s are probably one of the best thing. And now they're also on a timer, mind you, right? Oh, day job, shit. Okay, that's actually pretty great. But they're definitely on a timer here, because there's only so many cards, so many times that they can, like, they're gonna run out of deck eventually, and then it all will just be based off Caddy Jones. Their entire deck is Caddy Jones and these crappy breakers. And Maw is pretty good. But we're just like, if we drew agendas, I think we might be in a better spot. So let's see, we can install this. Take a credit. They don't have access to any current, so even installing this, playing enhanced login protocols, I don't think we need to, just because Ash will probably do its work for us. Yeah, likely it will. Yeah, this is a fine agenda to lose. So install this, take a credit, and then Friends in High Places. So we want to put the Ash back in the server. We want to put this in front of server 1 as well. It's pretty expensive, and we can't res everything. But at least if we res Fairchild, we can res either this for cheaper, or we can res the Ash for free, which is pretty good. And they just got their MK Ultra, so they might actually consider running. I think next turn we advance, play this, which is super expensive, and I think we'd just be better off playing Engineering the Future. That's always what we realize when we play Architects of Tomorrow. We just don't have enough money, and runners don't run. And there's very few ways, I think, to capitalize off of that. So we can res this, the Highline Grid, and we can res that, which means they have to spend 3, 6, 9 credits, or yeah, some amount of like 9 credits, right? Yeah, I think that's fine. Or they lose all their money. The only problem is that we're not gonna have a lot of money. Oh, we lost that. That's shitty. Yeah, I think this doesn't go through. Maybe it does. Oh, you lose all your money, you sure? You lose all your credits. I don't think they saw the upgrade. Yeah, Highland Grid's pretty sweet. No worries. Guys, this is a really good combo, right? Because most people click through this thing 3 times, especially if they want to spoon it. But this means they'll lose all their money, so it's generally better to just lose the 6 credits and end the run. Which is kind of great. Because if they lose all their money, they lose Ash. Because we res Ash for free, and they can't beat a Trace 4. Yeah, they can remove Ash from the game, but they also have this, they might have a scary opportunity that they can't get through this piece of ice, considering we chose not to res it at any meaningful point in the game. It's 9 versus 12 credits, lol. Yeah, you see? Now they broke it. We get a free res something, so I guess we're gonna free res Ash. They'll trash the Ash, and then they have to get it next turn. Oh, we just lost our thing. That's fine. So we're not gonna res this. This one's 2 credits. Cool thing is they can't trash the Highline, so if they want to do it next turn, they can't really. So this is kind of cute. Also, if they click through this, it's really bad for them. So they'll just pay 1. Oh. We have to pay it, and they should just... Maybe they'll trash cards. I don't know. Like, I think they could just decrement their credits. This is always so clumsy. Okay. And now Ash fires. They can't beat the trace, but they will remove it from the game, which is pretty meaningful. Don't have to boost this trace. And then I think they just have to take Caddy and then come back next turn. Because they have to pay another 11 credits to get in here or they'll lose all their money. And Maw doesn't really fire, which is great. Oh, they didn't take Caddy money, so this is actually going to go through safely. Ooh, another Ash, but we don't have time to play that, right? Because we want to advance, and then take a credit, because otherwise we don't have enough money to score this. Right? Yeah, I think that's right. This is also non-unique. Like, they can't get through this server. If they click through it, they lose all their money, which is obviously bad. We're just going to get really poor. Yeah, they could put down their keyhole and abuse us a bit, but it's only 3 credits. It's like 3 credits to break an Eli, which is not unmeaning. Like, that's meaningful. And they're just catting up. Alright, Hacktivist is gone. This is also a cool upgrade because technically Rumor Mill does work around it. And playing I think playing 1 Rumor Mill is not too bad. Like, I think playing 1 Rumor Mill makes a lot of sense. I mentioned this in my Most Wanted List 1.2 video. That Rumor Mill is actually probably better than ever. It probably is. And even if they run R&D, right? If they run R&D, they pass this Eli, we get rid of this Eli. So we theory can like defend our servers with very little credits. And I think that's a benefit of what we have. It's just like scoring agendas is pretty hard, and rezzing all this stuff is pretty hard. You can't res this with Break Your Break Good, mind you. What's the chance they're trying to vamp us? That's a lot of money on Caddy. I hope they misstep and we somehow alpha test them. Okay, keyhole. Alright, so they'll probably, like, a lot of people don't realize this. They can pay 3 for this, but then we get a free res this Eli. Because it's not the first time you res, it's pass. So look, that server just got twice as expensive, and we paid nothing. So that's cool value. We lost to Jackson. Nah, that's not great. Ooh, Helion beta test. Wait a second. Oh, trash. Trash an accessed corp card. Shit, because you don't access with keyhole. Fuck. We could like plant the biggest bait here where we put this into an empty remote. Streaming? Nah. Like, we put this into an empty remote and then just click for 2 credits, and if they don't like take their caddy money, which the thing is I'm pretty sure they will take their caddy money this turn, just because they have no money. Like, I think they would take their caddy money, unless we put this in a remote and they're like, well, I think we can deal with it with Scrubber. But we are so close to that being a thing, to that being a really cool thing. Ah, shame. Oh man, they didn't access it. That's such a bummer because it would have been so good. Would have been so good. So what do we do here? Keyhole, Ash is really good against Keyhole, but I think they just run normally through it, paying the 6. There's a chance I spend a lot of money getting in to trash this Ash, and then we can maybe hit them up with this Helion beta test. They seem to not be running Deja Vu, which is kind of crazy. So if we trash this caddy, we trash the caddy for good. And Rumor Mill hit the bin there too, which they couldn't consider Rumor Milling. Oh shit, they're just clicking for credits. Our plan might have worked. Fuck! Our plan could have worked. We want to keep this for when they play Rumor Mill. I think we need to find our agendas. That's not an agenda. Oh man, our plan could have been so good. We could have got rid of Caddy with 21 credits. Because I think now they just go keyhole nuts. But I don't think we can stop that. I think we have to put this Fairchild 3.0 on R&D. Oh, shit. I didn't think they'd clear your credits. Like, you have 18 on Caddy. I think it's way better that you just take your money off Caddy and do something. Account Siphoned in the bin. Oh, my face is in front of things. Ah, it's just a Scrubber. We're going on a ride. I think we'll go here. Because I don't think I can build another server. So they can't really same old thing siphon. Even if they do, like, we just res the Highland grid. I don't want to pre-res this as much as they are playing Hacktivist and Councilman, because then they'll... Alright, they're going for it. Oh, but they took their caddy money, whatever. So 3, 6, 9. So this gets wrecked. That's fine. Oh, we gotta res a piece of bioroid ice. We can res this guy here. This one would now actually be annoying, and I think we'll definitely res this for 2 credits. Oh no, we don't pre-res it. Shit. Oh, we just actually goofed that pretty hard. Was there a D-res command? Oh, fuck. Because we just spoiled what that was. Because this gets trashed, so you don't pass it. Oh, wait. No, do you make a run the first time you break all subroutines? Yeah, so you don't pass it. You didn't pass the ice. So, can't afford that. Now they know what that is. That's a huge problem. We'll still get a res the ash for free, which is kind of nice. So they paid 2 for this. We got to res the ash for free. That's okay. We could also res the Zed for free. Or not for free for those 2 credits. But I think the ash is probably just as good. Because we got to probably preserve our Heinlein grid. No more action. This could in theory be a Caprice. And as soon as they know it's a Caprice, they just same old thing rumor mill. So this we res for free because they passed the bioroid and no more action. And so now they have to beat a Trace 4 and then trash this and trash the Heinlein grid. And they can only remove one of them from the game. Maw will fire, and there's actually a lot of good targets. If they hit the Fairchild, I think that's the worst one. We'll see. We're fighting uphill. If we were ETF, I think we'd be doing so much better. Why'd you get the Ash credits back? Free bioroid res. Because you passed a bioroid. Yeah, Ash is a bioroid. It's pretty cool. I wish there was more like good bioroid upgrades and assets that you could play. Just it makes this deck a lot better. You can res Jeeves for free, which is kind of cute. We're not gonna boost the Trace here. It's not like a good use of our time. And let's see if they boosted. Like they could pay 4 and then trash most of this stuff for free. Yeah, they did. Which is good because we're closer to like playing like credit, hedge fund, Helion beta test. And they're removing that from the game, which is pretty cool. And let's see what we lose with Maw. Oh no, they trashed. They don't get Maw. Alright. So this server now sucks. It went from being okay, we spending so much money on that Fairchild, to it being not good. So I think no matter what, we credit hedge fund. And if we now play this, we have to beat Trace 7. So we have to put 6 credits into it. We can totally do it, putting us to no money. And then what do? I think we trash Maw. Yes. And I think we trash Caddy. Yes, this sounds good. The same old things aren't that useful. Let's do it. And they technically trashed something. Yeah. Because if they only removed something from the game, it's not considered trashing. Which is kind of nuts. So we have to beat Trace 7. We have 2 on this, so we have to do 6. I like this card. This card's a lot better than people think, I think. Like, it's pretty good. Like, trashing 2 cards. You're creating myself this double Fairchild on HQ. Gotta do what you gotta do. Talking about cramping their style, they're gonna lose their Caddy Jones, which is their only permanent econ engine. I think they only have 1 of those. So if they can't close the game fast enough, it's gonna be a lot of clicking for credits. So Caddy goes, Maw goes. And the cool thing about Maw going is that it's actually pretty tight on MU now. Like it's hard for them to install another breaker. Unless they have a 3rd Maw, and it's unlikely they have a 3rd Maw. They also lost a lot of their Liberateds. It's like they just don't have that much money left in their deck. Like 2 Liberateds in here, Account Siphoned, Caddy. Most of their money. And they only have 3 more turns before they run out of cards. Like, this is okay. This is okay, he thought. Same old thing, Rumor Mill is going to be an issue. And Arc Lockdown would have been so good. Like, we just Arc Lockdown. We would have won the game so long ago. If we just Arc Lockdown their thing. Like, their Breaker, but probably the Levy would have done it. And Bagat gets thrown out. Not real surprise there. If we draw our single Biotic, we can score this thing. This server's really shitty. So I think we just click for credits. Oops. Man, if we did put that empty Ash, that naked Ash, we probably wouldn't have it wouldn't have worked because it would have Salset Slums it, right? So we couldn't have trashed the Caddy. So I'm glad we didn't goof that. Because if you trash Salset Slums, it's not considered trashing. It replaces it, I think. I know it does, because it's controlling the message doesn't fire. Oh, they lost their 3rd liberated account. Controlling the message doesn't fire when you Salset Slums something, so I'm pretty sure Helion Test wouldn't either. They do have day jobs, though. With 18 credits, we're clicking for credits, and now we're going to flood up considering how many agendas are in our R&D. Cool thing is that HQ is probably the safest place for these agendas. Even if they spend like so much money, maybe if they spend that much money wanton destructioning this, it's probably worth it. But with our single biotic, it's going to be hard for us to score. I think we just click for credits. Again, same old thing spooned is really expensive because they can't click through this. So it's going to be same old thing spooned, which is already together 11 credits and 12 and 2 clicks. They lost the sure gamble, they lost the hacktivist meeting, and they just like tried to get through their deck so hard. There's a chance they have another Caddy Jones in there, and they just were drawing up super hard to find it. Because they're at the end of their deck. They're at the end. Maybe they need their other console? I don't know. But that's it. That's deck no more. And what's the chance they're playing a second Levy? We can count the influence, actually. Adonis is good. The only problem now is our Zed is garbage unless they click through something. Like, our Zed is useless. So I think we actually throw this out. They could try just keyholing a bunch now. Like, it's probably not that bad. I think they can afford to spend like 6 credits to keyhole just because they don't need that many accesses. Yeah, maybe. And the thing is, like, yeah, sure, they only have 4 MU, but in theory, yeah, that was going to happen. In theory, like, they can always replace whatever breaker they don't need. We get a free res of a bioroid. Free res Fairchild, they can spoon it, so I don't think it actually is good. Like, I think we want this to hit. Because otherwise they'll spoon it straight away. We don't want to res the Fairchild 1 on here. We don't want to res that because we can't, so no res. We could lose here. A lot of our agendas are in R&D. And how many Jacksons do we have left? There's only 1 left in R&D. And that's it. And 1 Friends in High Places. So we lost our Caprice. Okay, that's not good. That's probably how their turns are going to go. Oh, thank God we have a Jackson Howard. Oh, that's really good. Fortune. So they could, in theory, play, like, we could put down Jackson and they could say same old thing Rumor Mill, which is going to wreck us really hard. So I don't think we can actually afford to do that. The thing is, right now, they don't have Caddy, so there's going to be a lot of clicking for credits. If we were a bit more, like, just right thinking, if we were a bit more mindful, we could have probably figured out what was left in their deck. I don't remember not seeing anything. I think they have 1 Account Siphoned in hand. Yeah, they definitely have 1 Account Siphoned in hand, which is not going to be, like, really profitable for them. So we could put Adonis in here. They would run it. The thing is, if we res this, they'll probably just same old spooned it, which isn't the worst, because that might gives us a scoring window. The thing is, as soon as we put down a Jackson Howard, which is not necessary right now, they could just, like, same old thing Rumor Mill and then trash our last Jackson, and then we're in a really bad spot if we can't get our 1 Friends in High Places, because then Keyhole just closes the game. Okay. Alright, they're running last click, which means they're actually going to have to pay for this. That's a lot of money if they don't want this to fire. Yeah, they could trash some of their installed cards. Of course. Wait, why? I don't think you ever run last click against HP. That's so rough for you. Because now they just lost a lot of money. More than... Because basically clicking through this is like saving 9 credits with those other 3 clicks. If all you're going to do is make money. So we get to fire one of these forced runners. So they probably just... No, they trashed something. Otherwise they would have paid 3 credits. They definitely have to trash something here. Trash same old thing. Alright, cool. That's 1 less spoon to worry about. We can free res something. Again, not worth doing. I don't want them to know that's a Fairchild. That's fine. This one's another 2 credits. This is actually like a relatively good tax. This is pup value. Except trashing installed cards is worse than net damage a lot of times. Because you generally play your good cards. This gets removed from the game for free. At least Maul doesn't fire. But I guess it doesn't when you trash things. Architect is meaningful. I think we want that on our R&D just so that if they do keyhole us, they have to pay for it. And we could put this in the remote server. I don't think they're actually going to pull out their Rumor Mill on this one. This is okay. They could siphon us, but then again, we res Heinlein Grid and they're in a bad spot. Oh, we could have pulled out an agenda. Fuck us. I hate that. Alright, if we have 8 credits, we can pull out a beta test. And we have our Jackson. It's honestly kind of safe. Maybe not. No, we don't. Okay, like what? We're running 17 ice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 6 ice and 13 cards? Yeah, that's safe enough. And what, we need 7 credits to do that? Yeah, I think we'll do that next turn. We have a Jackson. They're pretty sure this is a defensive upgrade, so they, like, we didn't res anything, so they might actually just same old thing for Rumor Mill, which is not the worst. I think we'll still biotic out, but we won't fire it, because that's way too high of a risk, considering how many agendas there are in R&D. Just clicking for credits. Getting that caddy was really good for us. Really good for us. So let's biotic out. It's good that we biotic this out too, just so that we can get this back into the card pool when we maybe Jackson this back in. 1, 2, 3. I think we have to fire it. We're in such not a good position. Yes. All right. Yeah, free Eli's okay. Where do we want that? I think we want that on R&D because they're probably going to win off of that. And we need to fire this right away just because they are running Rumor Mill. So this goes back in 100%. I think we need our Jackson Howard back. Getting our Caprice back is not as good considering they are running Rumor Mill. So I think our friends in high places is probably better. And we have no credits. That's fine because we got most of this stuff up. We can res the we can't res the Architect. It's not a bioroid, but they can't siphon us. That's good. Maybe they run actually HQ to clear out this. Maybe, but that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. It's only a 50-50. The best thing we have right now is actually we do have a current. So if they do Rumor Mill and same old thing Rumor Mill, that we do have access to enhanced login protocols, which is good. It's a good card regardless. And they're just going to be clicking for credits and they know they can always contest this remote. As soon as we put something in this remote, they can always just install, same old thing Rumor Mill run. And that's pretty bad for us. So we need a bluff. All right. Well, if we get our Bionic Labor, which we have to get our Jackson Howard. This lesson is in playing our outs. Yeah, totally. We have very limited outs. The both of us. Like, that's true. Like, what this person said, Wob said right now, is we're playing to our outs, and our outs are not very good right now. Like, we both have very narrow win strats. I think they have to camp this remote. Keyholing might work with 11 cards left. Like, if they keyhole 4 times in a turn, they're more than likely to hit a valuable card. So I guess we'll draw once. That didn't work out for us. Mr. Fair Children. Yeah, they're good. They're good cards, huh? I think we just click for credits. The problem is that we're going to flood up. Maybe we shouldn't have drawn. But now keyholing looks really good because they have basically, like, there's one Jackson, one Friends in High Places in there. And they're going to see a third of our deck, basically. So I think they should go for it. There's not much we can res for what at most could be 6 credits. That would be a problem for them if this was a bioroid, which it isn't. I think they keyhole twice here. Like, keyhole once, test the water, keyhole again. And if they remove both of our cards, like, we just have to plug everything in a remote. They also might be considering running HQ, which if they siphon now and float tags, I think we trash the same old thing. Slowly recover. They might also try and spoon this server, which maybe we want to get, like, a cheap Fairchild in front of here, but I think that's all our cheap stuff. Fuck. Yeah, that was going to happen. Yeah, that was gonna happen, huh? I think we have to draw and throw things out. Nice-ish, kind of, sort of. Somewhat. Because in theory, we want a code gate in front of this thing. We really do. The cool thing is that we're protecting our Fairchild from spoon. So if they can double spoon us, which they actually couldn't do. No, they can't really do that. But we definitely want to play this this Friends in High Places. Or do we want to keep it for when they keyhole us? Because we could in theory Friends in High Places, but as soon as we Friends in High Places for a Caprice, they'll Rumor Mill. And as soon as they Rumor Mill, we counter. Maybe we have to do that. Because once that's gone, oh, that's our only last defensive upgrade, right? Oh no, we have another Ash in there, but this is the last card besides Jackson that recurs that Ash. Dead Ash. I think we actually have to make them go through this. Okay. And we'll just throw this out. Let's see if they go for it. If they do, I think they do. And if they spoon this, that's fine-ish. Because we have the same old thing. Like, I think we have to just lose an agenda. They have no agendas. They need 4 to win. So, like, giving them 1 here is not the end of the world. With 6 cards in archives, they might actually check it, considering they did get some off fires. But I think we fired a Jackson after that point. So it's probably safe. Femme fatale! Fuck, we're getting siphoned. That's fine. That's okay. And they lost their keyhole. That's really good. So that's 1 influence that you probably could have counted. So they're spooning. So now they're actually going to have to break this fully. They can't click through it. Oh, wait, that was stupid. Sorry. That was dumb. Do you mind? Because they didn't have enough clicks left to click through this thing. That was really not good. Thanks. Oops. So we get 3 credits. Alright, so they're spooning this and they're femming this, so HQ just got pretty bad, which is fine, because if this goes through, we win. They do have a chance of winning. No, they don't have a chance. Trashio thing. What? Oh, yeah, thanks. And this they break for 4, which isn't bad. Which isn't bad, but they still have to run the server, which I don't know if they can do anymore. Choose a bioroid to res. Nah. Nah. Let's see what they get. And if they see an agenda in here that's less likely they'll run server 1. Friends in high places. Oh, okay. Okay. Highland Grid, they scrub that for sure. That's a pretty mean card. Removed from the game. Get out of there. I think we just won the game. I think they're tunneling a bit. Like, running HQ is definitely good, and I think there was a right play throwing the thing out in archives and pushing one of them. Because, yeah, they could have spent a lot of money here, and I guess we didn't respect the fem, but if they fem this remote, that's good. I'm going to take a chance here. Gain a credit. Oh, yeah, we have Ravana's. That's actually really good for Spooned. That was not a good chance to take. They should have ran through this. Good game. 3 agendas in HQ, 1 in archives. Unlucky, but I think we understood that we had to push it there, and that was pretty good. I salute Mary for showing the potential of copycat. Well, let's play. Thanks, you too. Alright, we pulled it off. Did we get much value out of Architects of Tomorrow? I'm not convinced we did. Losing 3 influence for this ability, that was probably just not as good as Engineering the Future. Like, I don't know, we have to go through the tape and see how much stuff we rezzed for, but we probably saved... actually, maybe we saved about, like, 12 credits. That seems like a lot. I had 2 little econ after you trashed my caddy and couldn't siphon all game. Yeah. Siphon was shut down super early, which was great. I got so excited for a second. When you keyhold with a caddy with 18 on it, but beta test says you need to access. That was a bit of a, we deflated a bit there. We thought we had him with a caddy, but removing a caddy was big, and we played to that out. I think beta test is pretty good right now, because people are running Councilman, people are running like things that counter upgrades if you're not dealing with Rumor Mill directly. The Rumor Mill include as support. For 3 influence, Rumor Mill is definitely worth it. And you saw just like the existence of this card, how it did warp our gameplay. And it's interesting, and I think people will still play assets and upgrades, so this card is still effective, even though it's on the most wanted list. I think it's still totally worth paying. I dropped 1 levy for it. Worth. Definitely worth. Especially when they have like just the threat of same old thing. They never played it, but its existence was cool. I think that makes a much more interesting game where people are likely to include defensive upgrades, even if there's counters to them. Councilman and Hacktivist meeting, by the way, works so well together. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. This is Architects of Tomorrow. I'm not that impressed with it, but I think a lot of tuning can be done. I think it needs a bunch more assets and upgrades that are defensive and have bioroids subtype, because that actually you get a lot of value once all your ice is rezzed. Thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned. Videos most weekday nights and 8:45 Thursday Eastern. Live stream. Hopefully you drop by. Thanks for watching. Ciao. Let me say for this game. I had siphon in hand. I should have used the last click. Oh yeah. That would have done it.